Now in this session we will discuss about configuration changes and saving activity states. Here states means data or variable values. In the last session we understood that in case of configuration changes, operating system will kill your activity and recreates the activity. Now imagine a scenario where user is playing a game called as balloons game. Whenever user blasts a balloon, the score will increase. Let us say currently user is playing this balloons game in portrait mode, and let us say user has blasted 100 balloons so far and the current score is 100. Now whenever user blasts a new balloon, the score will increase to next value. In order to keep track of this score, let us say programmer is maintaining an integer variable count, so that whenever user blasts a balloon, count will get incremented. Now at this point of time, imagine that user has rotated the phone from portrait mode to landscape mode. Now we know that when user rotates the phone, it is a type of configuration changes. We also know that on configuration changes, operating system will kill your current activity object and it will create a fresh activity object. Now remember, when current activity object is created, whatever the variables are available in your activity, all those variables and their values will be cleared off. So as part of that, we know that in order to maintain score, programmer has used one integer variable called as count, whose value was 100 before rotating the phone. Now when Android kills current activity object and recreates a new activity object, obviously all the variables will be recreated freshly with the default values. So what is the default value of integers? 0. Obviously our count variable will become 0. So after rotating from portrait mode to landscape mode, now let us say user blasts one more balloon. Now guess what will happen? Rather than displaying score as 101, it will display as 1, because count value is reset to 100 to 0. So which is in fact bad. That means when user rotates a phone and blasts a new balloon, automatically score will be reset to 1. So whatever the states or whatever the data available for your activity before rotating the phone, those activity states are lost on phone rotation. So which is in fact bad design. So obviously user will get frustrated. The expected behavior is, no matter whether user is in landscape mode or portrait mode, your activity states should be carried forward properly. When I say carried forward properly, if the score was 100 before rotating the phone, even after rotating the phone, the score should remain same. The score values should not be reset. Just like a river will flow without any disturbances, like this, similarly your activity data or your activity states should flow seamlessly. Seamlessly means without any disturbances. This is called as seamlessness. Let me write that word. Seamlessness means the activity states are carried forward without any disturbances. But here we are facing disturbance. Now let us see how Android will solve this problem. Before understanding the solution, first let me tell an important point. Every activity will contain two types of states. One is visible state and other is invisible state. Invisible state can also be called as transient state. Let me write this here. Here visible state means visible data. The data whatever is visible to user. For example, if you observe this text view value, this value is visible to user. This value or this state is considered as visible state. Now can you guess what is the invisible state here? Invisible state can also be called as transient state. Transient state means any variable maintained by programmer. For example, to display score, programmer is internally maintaining a variable called as count. This variable will not be visible to user. This will be understood only by programmers. So these type of variable values are considered as transient states or invisible states. I have written same point here. Any values maintained by programmer. Now when user rotates the phone, we have to save both the states. That means when user rotates from portrait mode to landscape mode, this visible state should be as it is, as well as even this count variable should not be disturbed. So both should be as it is, which means both the states, visible state and invisible states, both should be saved and restored. Now, first let me explain about visible states. Programmer need not worry about visible states. Visible states will be automatically saved and automatically restored by Android operating system. Since Android is killing your activity, before killing your activity on phone orientation changes, first OS will save all visible values, whatever is visible to user, and then OS will kill your activity. Once OS recreates your activity, the saved states will be automatically restored by operating system, which means programmer need not worry about visible states. For example, in the current screen, if there is a checkbox and if user has selected checkbox and if user rotates a phone, that checkbox will still remain checked. That check mark will not be removed. These visible states will be automatically saved by Android operating system. But coming to invisible states, these are programmer maintained variables. These values will not be automatically saved and restored by operating system. It is a responsibility of programmer to save invisible states and restore invisible states after recreating the activity. Now let us see how to save invisible states. That is a programmer's responsibility. In order to explain this, let me take activity lifecycle picture one more time. Now here if you observe this picture, let us say currently your activity is running and visible to user. So far OS would have called onCreate, onStart, onResume and your activity is visible to user. Now there are two ways that your activity can be killed. One way is user can kill your activity by pressing back button. We know that when user presses back button, this is considered as normal killing, not forceful killing. In case of normal killing, by pressing back button, OS will call on pause, on stop and on destroy and your activity will be killed. Another way of killing your activities, in case of configuration changes, without user's knowledge, OS is killing your activity forcefully and it is recreating your activity forcefully. So, when OS is forcefully killing your activity without user's knowledge, OS will call on pause, on stop, on destroy. Along with these three methods, just before calling on pause method, OS will call one more method also. Let me write here. That method name is onSave instance state. Remember, this method will not be called always. This method will be called only if OS is forcefully killing your activity in case of configuration changes. For example, if user rotates a phone or if user changes language settings or if virtual keyboard appears or disappears, only in these cases onSave instance state, then on pause, then on stop, on destroy and again OS will recreate your activity by calling on create, on start, on resume. Now just like onSave instance state method is there, similarly there is one opposite method. Can you guess what is the opposite method for onSave instance state? That is onRestore instance state. That method will come in between onStart and onResume. So let me add that method also. This can be important interview question also. What is onSave instance state? I have seen this question many times in the interviews. Whenever interviewer asks this question, you have to tell, in case of configuration changes, before OS forcefully kills your activity, OS will call onSave instance state method before onPause method. Once OS forcefully kills your activity, when OS recreates your activity, after onStart method, onRestore instance state method will be called. Now let me explain what is the purpose of this onSave instance state method. When OS forcefully kills your activity, operating system will call onSave instance state method, indicating programmer that if programmer want to save any invisible states or any important variable values or any important activity states, programmer should save the important activity states in this method, that is onSave instance state method. Whatever programmer is saving in this method, those values should be restored in onRestore instance state method. So onSave instance state method will be called in case of configuration changes, where programmer will save important activity states. In our previous example, the important invisible state is count value. So programmer should save count value in onSave instance state, and the same value should be restored in onRestore instance state method. Now let me explain how exactly this method will work. Now imagine that currently user is playing your game and currently score is 100. That means our count value is 100. So as of now, OS would have called already onCreate method, then onStart method and onResume method, and currently user is playing with your game. Now let us say suddenly user has rotated the phone at this point of time when score is 100. So automatically what Android operating system will do? Android operating system will forcefully kill your activity by first calling onSave instant state method. When OS calls onSave instance state method, it will pass one parameter to this method. That parameter is bundle B. Here bundle means, if you remember put extra concept, put extra and get extra concept, bundle is something like an empty parcel box where programmer can save some data. So when OS calls onSave instant state method, operating system knows that programmer need to save the data. So OS will automatically create one empty parcel box with the name bundle B, and that bundle B will be passed to onSave instant state method. Now it is a responsibility of programmer to save count value inside the bundle. So as of now, don't worry to save count value inside the bundle. Remember, programmer should save only invisible states, that is any variable values that should be carried forward. So inside bundle B, programmer should put count equal to 100. After calling onSave instant state method, programmer will fill bundle B with the necessary values, and OS will keep this bundle in a safe place. That safe place is some operating system memory area. So let us say, so this is OS memory area, operating system memory area, and your bundle B is available here with a safe value count equal to 100. So once this method is called, once your invisible states are saved, then Android operating system will proceed further and it will call onPause and then onStop and then onDestroy. After onDestroy method is called, then OS will kill current activity object, and this integer variable will also be cleared off from memory. We also know that in case of configuration changes, once your activity is destroyed, OS will recreate your activity object by calling onCreate method. So in the same flow, OS will recreate a new activity object by calling onCreate method. We know that visible states means whatever is visible to user, this visible states will be automatically saved and restored by operating system. So those visible states will come as it is, score 100, and everything will come automatically with the balloons and all. But whatever the programmer has saved this bundle will be automatically passed to onCreate method. If you remember, onCreate method was having a parameter called as bundle, the same bundle which programmer has used to save invisible states, that is variable values. The same bundle will be carried forward from operating system memory to onCreate method. Now within this onCreate method, programmer can open this bundle B and he can restore this bundle value into count variable, because we know that once activity recreates a new activity object, in this activity object, your count variable will be 0. So in this onCreate method, programmer should open bundle B and programmer should read this count value and restore into this variable. So automatically variable value will become 100. After onCreate, OS will also call onStart. After onStart, if you observe, it will also call onRestore instance state method. Again, this method will have one parameter bundle B. Just like onCreate method will have a parameter bundle B, even this will also have bundle B. The same bundle which is being passed from operating system memory, the same bundle values will be carried over to this method also. That means either programmer can restore the activity states either in onCreate method or in onRestore instance state method. It is up to you. Whatever you feel flexible, you can restore there. But most probably, as per my experience, we will restore bundle values in onRestore instance state method, not here. But it doesn't matter, you can restore at any place. After onRestore instance state method, OS will call onResume, and after onResume, now your new activity will be visible to user. Now even if user blasts next balloon also, we will increment the count and the same count value will be incremented and displayed here as 101, as 101. Same value will be reflected in count variable. So I hope you understood how to save activity states in case of configuration changes. Same example I will be showing in Studio in the next session. As of now, don't worry, what is the exact code we have to follow to save and to restore in onCreate method. Remember, onRestore instance state method will be called only if OS has killed and recreated your object. If OS has not killed the activity, if user is opening your activity freshly, in that case, onRestore instance state method will not be called.